Hi, my creative peeps. It's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan, and today we're going to be making one of the 12 Days of Christmas items, and we're making a little Christmas tree box. Now, what you're first going to want to do is you want to start out with some cardstock. I'm using Garden Green, and we want to cut it down to 7 by 10.5. So let's cut 7 by 10.5. Okay, and then what you're going to want to do is on the long side, we want to score it at 3/4 of an inch. At 4 inches. At 6.5 inches. And at 9 3/4 of an inch. And then on the 7-inch side, we want to score it at 3 inches and 4 inches. Then we want to score on this short side at 2.5 and 4.5 from each ends, scoring to this first horizontal line. So let's go ahead and do that here. 2.5. Hold on here. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, yeah. So we're going to score the second score line just like this at 2.5 and then at 4.5. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. 2.5. And we're going to go to that second score line. And then 4.5. Okay. Then we're going to flip it to the 10.5 inch side. And we want to put a little tick mark at 5 1/4 inches. So let me put my blades down here. So I'm doing that on the top and on the bottom. Okay. Next, we're going to bring in our paper trimmer. Hold on, I'm gonna fold and burnish this so that we could see the score lines, okay? Because this next step is a little important. Okay, so we want to go from our score line down to this intersecting score line. So I'm just going to line up my ruler and I'm going to score on both ends, forming a triangle tree. That's what you want. Okay. Okay, next I'm going to erase my little tick marks. Okay, now we're gonna do something really special here, or we're gonna do some cutting, and I want you to use this as a template, okay? So we're going to cut just the center tab out like this, okay? And then we're gonna cut off these 2 boxes on each side. And then I'm going to tab this end, okay? Next, we're going to cut on the score line that we made only to that intersecting part and then off. So we're gonna cut like this on the score line on both sides, and we're gonna cut that box off. And then you're gonna cut up the score line and you're gonna tab these. Okay. And I'll lay this down so you guys can see the pattern here in a minute, once we get all of it cut. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Okay, and then cut. And then tab. You can keep these larger pieces of cardstock for another project. I know that you kind of wasted some cardstock here, but this is how you get this fun treat shape. And then next we're going to just cut on these score lines that we made for the tree. What did I do here? I know I'm cutting some of it off camera just because I'm trying to see my score lines, but don't fret, I will put it in the camera view. So that's what you're going to be left with, okay? So next, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to bring in some of your embellishments. And then some ribbon. I'm going to be using the Playful Pets trim and some of the sheer red ribbon. And then we are also going to have some of the matte decorative dots here. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to make a line of glue just like this, where I want my ribbon to go, like as my tinsel. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Okay. And then I'm just going to place my ribbon down onto my glue. And then I'm going to trim off just like that. Oh, I love the look that I'm getting here. And then one more here. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to add some of the dots to it as my lights. Or ornaments, I should say, not so much lights. Okay. And then I'm going to hold these two together and I'm going to poke a hole. Just like that. We're going to add some, let's do tear and tape. That'd be easier here. We're going to do some tear and tape. Just like this. Hold on just a moment, you guys. I'll be right back. I apologize for that, my friends. Now you're going to take off the release paper off one side first. Okay. And then you're just going to match up your edges. And then I cut the excess off just like that. And I'm going to have to go through and put another hole in. I just wanted to see where it was before I placed it there. And actually, I take that back. I'm not going to put a hole there. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Do something different. So I'm going to need to cover those up with some of those decorative dots. So hold on, let me do that. This one kind of has two right by each other. Let's see if I can put one there. Okay. I apologize for that, you guys. So now you could put your treat in there. If you wanted to seal it again, you could. That's up to you. I'm not going to take that off yet because I want to, you know, be able to add my treat in there. But then I'm going to poke a hole right through my center tabs right there. And then we will add some ribbon. Where did I put? Oh, right here. Right here. So that you can hang it on the tree. And then I just tied a little knot around it. If it doesn't get stuck on your fingers. My fingers are so chubby that it's getting stuck. I probably should have tied my ribbon just a tiny bit longer, but that works. And there's your little treat box, you guys. So you wouldn't see my tear and tape because necessarily it'd be, you know, squared off. But that's your little treat box today for the 12 days of Christmas. I hope you had fun crafting with me. And until next time, I will see you later, my creative peeps. Bye-bye.